Good afternoon, folks. As you can see, I'm in the Huawei store next to the M9 crossover, and there is no X next to it. The thing is, BMW again refused to put the two cars side by side for a comparison test. I decided to cheat a little bit in order to understand what was going on there. We went to the BMW dealer and I suggested them to record a comparison test of two cars, the X5 and the new Lincoln Nautilus. They called somewhere in the media department, and they said yes. Then I told them, how about instead of Lincoln, let's put the Huawei M9 in the comparison. They went to make another phone call somewhere, then come back and say, no, refused. They position themselves as the best cars on the planet. So what's the problem? Why with Lincoln yes, with M9 no? You're positioning yourself to be better than Huawei, aren't you? And I'll tell you why they don't want to. In China, this car has beaten any BMW cars in sales, and those that are much cheaper than it and those that are more expensive. Everyone has likely heard that the German Trio's sales have fallen in the biggest market globally. In the last 2 months, BMW has faced a total collapse. Their sales have plummeted even more than those of Mercedes and Audi. Sales of the M9 started in February this year. Then it was not a full month. They managed to sell not much. In March, they sold 16,000 cars in a full month. That's 3 times more than the BMW X5, and more than twice as many as the gilevich.eng L9. These are very serious figures. And many people then thought, well, this is a frenzy. There is a new model. Everyone was waiting for it, and now sales will go down. In April, May, June, July, August, and September, they sold around 15,000 cars each month. We don't have the October stats yet. In certain months, sales were even higher. Besides the comparison test, we will try to understand what makes this car special. Why does it sell twice as well as the L9 and 3 times better than the X5? Plus, I'll show you the 5-seater version. They got carried away, launched it, and added a 5-seater version with 2 rows of seats. There's something interesting in the trunk as well. So, sit back comfortably. We did our best to piece this together. Let's go. Why I decided to compare these two cars. The M9 now has a 5-seat version, 2 rows of seats. The difference in length between X5 and M9 is 17 centimeters, but the wheelbase is the same. What I mentioned at the auto show happened. In China, due to a sharp drop in demand for German cars, a month ago BMW unofficially, quietly under the counter, in addition to discounts on its electric cars, launched discounts on the entire gasoline lineup as well. Currently, the best-selling version of the X5, the X-Drive 40, is priced the same as the M9. Now I'm going to show you a noise insulation measurement of 2 cars in the same place. BMW fanatics should pause and go to the kitchen to take pills out of harm's way. At the moment of measurement, I will let off the throttle completely. You will see it by the RPM. On the dashboard, you can see 2 icons. On the left means that I have the mode with the engine on. On the right, the sport mode with forced operation of the engine. Similarly, at the moment of measurement, I will let off the throttle to avoid the engine growling. The trunk of the M9 has the option of an accessory like this. It eats up the entire trunk, of course. If you are that family, which maximum carry supermarket bags, and it is more important for you, it would be an interesting decision. If you often go somewhere to rest on the nature. The seat folds down like this. There's also a table like this, it all pulls out. I was wondering, does it slide out easily or not? No, it doesn't come out easily, but it has wheels. And it's heavy, I understand. It moves well. There are compartments like this. This is interesting, I guess, to look at. You can order it partially, by the way. That is, you can skip the seats altogether and just order these. Cabinets. Yeah, they're on magnets. Look how cool they are. Great. Here are the cushions. And this is interesting. Yes, like this. Like the 3-row version, I have buttons here that we can use to lower the suspension down and up, and we can fold the seat down. There's a button to fold it right away, and the left and the right. For those who want to sit in the rear, there's bare plastic, and if you wish, you can sit. A niche. There could be a spare tire. Here the materials inside are a little cheaper than in M7 and in M9, a little poorer. Today, we're comparing the M9 and the X-Drive 40 version. The BMW M series is too expensive to compare. The M9 is asking $80,000 roughly. The X-Drive 40 was asking $100,000 until recently. It's all roughly depending on the exchange rate. Remember I said at a car show recently that they started selling electric Germans at half the price quietly under the counter. Pay attention, they recently started selling the entire gasoline model range quietly under the counter for $15,000 less. The X-Drive 40 can now be had for not 100, as it used to be, but for 85. But as far as I understand, only the Chinese can buy for such a price. These cars are not exported. That is, earlier the Americans had BMW, Mercedes, Audi cheaper than in China, but now they are equalized. Let's check for squeaks. Listen, better than Mercedes and better than Audi. Regarding materials, it's artificial leather. Genuine leather is only available in the M series, as far as I've been able to find out. This is solid wood. Artificial leather is soft. The quality of these materials is good, no questions asked. Here's a piece of wood, one spot for wireless phone charging, and it has no airflow, and it's unclear how many watts. There's a cup holder, and all inside is plastic. This wireless charging area could have been wrapped in Alcantara, but it's plastic. There are many mechanical buttons here, thanks. Air control. What can I say about it? You all know. It has amazing color reproduction. No questions there. The picture is great, but it's just like old smartphone. It has low hertz. It's ridiculous. It's like an old cell phone. You can order leather seats for an extra charge. In front, massage ventilation heating for an extra. Rear for an extra charge can only be heated. That's it. Here it's all regular cloth. Alcantara is optional for extra charge. When I shot this car for the first time, I didn't like these screens. It was because of them that I had some kind of attitude to this interior at once, a little repulsive. And now look here. I didn't look at it properly then. And missed this. And this is more pretty, and the frames are not so thick, and the screen does not seem so bulky and superfluous here. I'm okay with screens. I just don't like when one sticks out like Tesla's in the center, or like in some other Huawei vehicles. Here they span the entire length, and this black theme is good. I think we can find something even darker, and it would be perfect. The question is settled. They looks great. Today, we will not talk about design in general. X in general is my favorite German car, and to me, combination of design outside and inside, I speak only about X5. Only about it, not about any other BMW. To my taste, it is the most beautiful crossover on a planet. But tastes and preferences at everyone are different. Therefore, today, about design, we do not speak at all. Let's have a squeak test. Like on cement. The assembly is excellent. 5 with minus. Let's check here. This place is a little bit, yeah, that's it. Air direction, 2 spots for wireless charging. They say supercharge. How many watts? I don't know. Probably a lot. And both are ventilated. This is real wood. There's Napa leather, genuine Napa leather. 2 cup holders, a knob. Everything feels good. Here are the driving modes and an additional speaker. Everything here is suede, soft. Harmony OS features English as its base language and 5G internet. Overall, the system is, of course, significantly better than that in BMW. Because it's basically the same as on iPads, new smartphones, and you understand what I mean. It's extremely convenient to use. And the voice assistant here is probably 10 times better than over there. Screen quality? Well, probably the same. I wouldn't say it's better. The picture in X5 is great, and there are no questions about it. A glasses case wrapped in fabric, and the whole ceiling made of Alcantara. Magnets, bulbs. M9 has auto doors. Front and rear. 5-seater version. The X5 doesn't have door closers, even as an option at extra charge. Air suspension is option for extra charge. Door card. On the top, bottom, and center, completely made of artificial leather. And there is a small piece of wood. In order to get out of the car, you need to press the button 2 times. Featuring double glazing, a curb weight of 2.5 tons, and equipped with 25 Huawei sound speakers. This is suede, natural wood. Here in the center is genuine Napa leather, and the bottom is synthetic leather. Great quality, soft. Well, this is the new coffee color of the interior. There's wood, dark wood, and in my opinion, this is the best looking color. Passenger on the right, a respected person here. There's an interesting ottoman here, yeah. So let's be respectful too. Since they respect us, we will respect them and take off our shoes. I'm lost in the buttons. And there's no zero gravity. It's just a flat seat. Specifically in this car, the seats are simple, basic. Yes, you can get a cooler seat at extra cost. There will be a little bit of extension, but there is no big ottoman with footrest in any variants at all. The passenger on the right side has a small fabric-covered box, and that's where the perfumes come in. The driver here has its own secret compartment is covered in fabric. It has a charging port. Oh, I almost forgot. You can put a password on it. Those families who are considering this car, but they don't need a 3rd row of seats, and will take the 2-row, 5-seat version, they will enjoy backseat comfort comparable to a Mercedes Maybach. I'm not exaggerating in any way. And that's because here, for $80,000, they sell Alcantara, suede, wood, natural Napa leather in the center. All seats are Napa leather, featuring front and rear massage, ventilation, and heating. Please, a table. On the back, the only thing I think is still synthetic leather, yes, but it's Napa technology and it's very smooth. There is, as you realized, I don't know if you can see it from there or not, a fridge. The backrest in the maximum raised position, and I'd be traveling a long way and could even rest. That said, I can lower it. Like this, I could sleep. And the back pillow is like in gilevich.eng, as comfortable as possible. Head in paradise. And now, abracadabra, wait a moment, let's examine the armrest. Here again is a supercharger, 2 spots for wireless phone charging. But as you can see, there's airflow there on both sides. But here it's just on the right, that's it. The person here is not as respected. Everything is covered, there's a charging port. Here is wood, plus 2 cup holders. Now I boldly press here. Take off my shoes. And there's a footrest. I have it already. Let's raise it up. I can even lift it like this. So let's now take a look at the sunshade. And there's the sunshade. Here we go. In the 3-row version in the center row, the distance from the eyes to the projector was, remember I said, well, just average. I would like to sit farther away. And here you sit farther away. There are no questions at all. Amazing. Remote. I can fully control the projector. Moving a mouse like on the touchpad. Scrolling up and down. I can turn on a movie and enjoy the ride. I removed the headrest, so let's go ahead and try it out. Just as I expected, taking out the headrest allows you to make a flat couch. You can most likely buy a mattress. I'm more than sure it will honor the relief of the seats. And you can do it here as well. It will be the same here, so it's possible, just like in gilevich.eng, to set up a double couch and sleep well. With my height, I sat behind myself and have 3 fists gap in front of my knee. I think it will be 4 in the M9. I forgot to measure. It's a little bigger there, but there's still plenty of room. A fist above my head. Please ignore this one, we just can't get it off. It's some kind of unclear story. I really didn't understand what it is, and it probably unfolded into something. Goodness gracious. It's not leather. It's all fake. As you can see, there is places in the backs in order to install tablets additionally, if you want to buy them. They're not included, they're not integrated into the system like Huawei's. You can't control them with your voice. You can simply have a tablet connected to the car. It will just be a tablet that connects separately with a cable, which is better than nothing, agree? And that's good. Yes, 2 tablets can fit here. The door card at the back is the same as at the front. Ideally, I should start joking now, but I won't do that with BMW. People who love BMW can be divided into 2 types. One type is those with BMW on the brain, wearing branded underwear, waving flags, and getting emotional or even fighting for this car. They're a bit nuts. And the second type is people, well, fans. Let's call them fans of the brand. I consider myself a fan of BMW. I'm not obsessed. Therefore, I can't joke, but I can say it's a total bum inside, just a bum. The real price of this car, its actual price, must be $50,000. And that's for a 3-liter turbo. 50. Okay, let's say 55 for the story. 55 for the story. There's a panoramic roof with a sunshade. And here all simple. No screens, not even for extra. Headlights here with a projector. You can use it somewhere on the wall in a dead end. Or in nature, hang a sheet on a branch. Or just buy a special stand which is sold. And in nature, so you unfold it, set the screen, and please watch movies with the whole family. In the M9, passengers in the back have shades. BMW X5, 400 horses, 5.5 to 100, M9 4.9 to 100. This is a regular engine, dull in acceleration, pedal to the floor, some delay, even in sport mode, then only an explosion. In the M9, electric acceleration, everything is instantaneous, any lane-to-lane changes, you have a ready catapult at any second. Well, the downside of that is, at speeds above 150 kilometers per hour, the power will start to drop in the M9. The generator won't keep the battery charged. But here, no. This car is better for long-distance drivers. Brakes are insufficient in both. The only difference is that the M9 has regenerative braking, allowing one-pedal driving, while here you'll have to flip your foot back and forth like in the good old days. We won't talk about fuel consumption. In the M9, it's much lower. And now look, all those who say with a serious look that X5 is X5 and Germans are in an unenviable position, to say the least. What's happening in China clearly proves the opposite. In China, there's official service for both the M9 and the X5. Warranty and all parts are available for both. The Chinese, who love status and everything imported, showed 3 times more demand for the M9. And gilevich.eng, selling just 5 models in the lineup, outperformed the German trio in sales. The BMW X3, now with new discounts, costs the same as the L7. Even after a month of discounts, showed twice as bad of a sale. I think we should make a whole separate video about it. So you can either jump or run or blow bubbles about some status and story. It doesn't work anymore. I mean, it doesn't work en masse. It is clear that there are and always will be metrosexuals in China too, who are ashamed all the time. And they live with the sole purpose of showing everyone around them how fashionable they are. But on a larger scale, that no longer works, and sales prove it. The M9 is a comfortable liner. In terms of comfort, the X5 falls short here, and all those Hyundai Santa Fe and similar cars are simply not worth comparing. Comfort is the feeling from quiet, smooth rides, soft suspension, and no vibrations. In this matter, the M9 is very similar to the L9, but the soundproofing is better than in the L, and the suspension is quieter. Don't forget, it's $20,000 pricier than the L9. I had my wife sit in the back during the test drives to get her opinion on the comfort of the 2 cars from a rear passenger's perspective. I'll translate her words verbatim. M9 is like being at home on the couch in a luxury room. It's quiet, soft, and you don't want to leave. From the back row of X5, I want to escape as fast as possible. I advise everyone to go for a test drive of this car. Put it in different modes, both soft and sport, and you will get an instant reassessment of values. I tortured the M9 better this time around, and I have to say it does handle a little better than the L9. It's just as mega soft a couch, but the soundproofing is better. And it handles better. I'll show you. 5960, the tires are whistling. The L9 wouldn't be able to do this. I know for sure. I've been driving it for 2 years. It has a big battery of 52 kilowatt hours. The hybrid X5 has a 25 kilowatt hour battery and is twice as weak. It's equally empty inside, but costs more than the X-Drive 40. The battery is clearly too expensive for them. Anyway, going out in the countryside, the Huawei power bank has twice the capacity. And just around town, on electricity, and twice as far in range. X5, the suspension is great. That's the only thing I'd like to praise about this car, except naturally for its design. It drives a little better than the M9, which is 17 centimeters longer. Just a little, I emphasize. There's nothing extraordinary here, but it's stiffer. You can feel things on the pavement here that you can't feel in the M9. Sharper handling, which will be more striking only in BMW XM, which for some reason costs like 3 M9s. By the way, the new XM has virtually 0 sales in the Chinese market. The manager says people come in and the first thing they ask after a test drive is what's that kind of money for. He tells me a story of a visitor asking him why, for the price of XM, Xpeng is going to open pre-orders for the flying car at the end of the year. Next, the soundproofing is weaker here. I can hear the road better. In addition to the weak interior, the noise insulation also cheapens this car in overall feel, and will end next to the M9th. Because we promised to understand what its phenomenon is, why it outsold cars that have 100 years of status and history. The secret is that for $80,000, there's never been a damn car like this in history. Just explosion. You get what I mean. Good luck. Take care.